Morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our Leadership Gems. It's Nola Akindon here again. Today, we'll be looking at another interesting gem, and this stems from the common mistakes I see every day with and in leadership. This is very important because most of these mistakes they come in dressed as experience, they come in dressed as intuition or just little tweaks here and there. And unfortunately, these things they impact culture, they impact the team and the organization at large. So if we are not paying attention, they're just like little foxes that destroy the vine. So if we are not paying enough attention as a leader, would be putting in so much effort and would be getting little results out of it. So let's go. First is confusing activity with impact. Most times, you see leaders with packed schedules, extremely busy, emails, follow-ups, and all of that. And that does not guarantee success. That does not guarantee impact. Impact comes majorly from clarity, from timely decision making, grounded decision making, and provision of direction and alignment, for the team. So most times a lot of people are busy, but the busyness does not translate into impact. And at the end of the day, you become frustrated. So as a leader, you must be very, aware and conscious of the fact so that you are only focused on the important things and you ensure that your role, you are aware and you ensure that everything you do daily is towards creating clarity and ensuring appropriate decision making. The second mistake I see is also towards avoiding difficult conversation. Even as leaders, I understand the fact that, a lot of us do not like to ruffle feathers. A lot of us try to avoid tension. So we tend to delay feedback. We don't give timely feedback. Or we dress it, nicely, gold plated, such that the recipient does not understand the full impact and implication of whatever it is that they are doing, either their character, their performance, as the case may be, on the team. And unfortunately, anything you do not manage on time becomes a crisis. And when it turns into a crisis, it's not only affects the individual, but also the culture and the team as at large. And that is why, as a leader, you must ensure that difficult conversation, it's you just have to learn the skills required to engage in difficult conversation and understand why you are engaging in such, so that you are able to face it head on regardless of what will happen. It is better you manage it before it becomes a crisis. Another mistake I see is leading with authority and not influence, because most leadership are positional, they are titled. So definitely they come with a form of power and authority, which people have no choice, in quotes, to an extent, submit, listen, and then comply. So most times we drive compliance and not commitment. And as we all know, leadership is about influence and inspiration. If your action truly is not influencing and inspiring people, you're not leading. You are just driving people because of your position and your authority. So the moment you lose the power, you lose the authority, then there is no leadership. People no longer, comply with and to the instructions. And it's also been observed that if all people do is just about compliance, just doing because they have to, it also kills their creativity and impact, because they are not committed to it. They are not willing to explore their creativity, to explore other options of getting the job done, to make it better, to improving the team. They are just complying and following instructions. No way, you're not building other leaders, but followers. So a leader needs to be careful, not to fall into such conundrum. Another one is poor delegation. What most leaders do is abandonment. Because they are overwhelmed with tasks, they are willing to just drop it at the feet of their subordinate or their team member and let them get it done. And at the end of the day, they meet surprises, and the friction starts back and forth, back and forth. True delegation can be learned. It's an art that can be learned. Delegation does not equate abandonment. Yes, you delegate tasks, but you are still, responsible for the outcome of the task. So you should understand, the person, the kind of team member you're delegating to. Is it someone that you need to follow through on? Is it someone that you're sure would give you updates, as the case may be? So delegation is an art and it's something you need to pay attention to, so that you don't mess up your team, you don't mess up the outcome and the vision of the team. It's very important that you pay attention to this. Another one, lastly, would be around tolerating small misalignment. Little here, a little there. That the leader takes their eyes off. They make excuses for. At the end of the day, such things. They compound and affect the performance of the whole team. They compound and affect the vision, and they erode the culture. So a leader needs to be careful to ensure that at that small, that little issue that is not paid attention to, that is allowed to linger, would become a bigger problem. And the little, the weakest, the most minute character that is tolerated by the leader becomes a culture. So if you're not careful in ensuring that you are ensuring alignment with culture, with the vision from all team members, it would compound, aggregate to become a bigger problem. So a leader must be careful, and that's why timely feedback is very critical, so that as you observe those quirks, those misalignment, those errors, those misaligned character behaviors and all of those, you are quick to address them. Not because you don't like the person or you just like to talk, because if you do not address it on time, they compound to become bigger issues, the elephant in the room that you have to deal with. So lastly, leadership is too important to be left to chance. A leader has to be kept to be conscious, to be aware. Leadership is not about performance, it's not about perfection. We all know that, but it's about paying attention, providing clarity, such that everyone is clear on where the team is going, what is acceptable and what is unacceptable. So I'll end with this. The leaders who succeed are not the ones who make fewer mistakes or do not make any at all. Rather, the ones who notice and adjust faster, who take feedback gracefully and are willing to work on those feedback. Those are the ones that will be able to stand the test of time and would actually make a success out of their leadership journey. Thank you once again for listening. If you find this valuable, kindly like, share and subscribe.